So if you think about it, all 365 days, you have to have at least 3 meals. If you want to be healthy, if you want to lead an okay lifestyle. For the most part, most people party every weekend. So if you think about it, it's 52 days of partying in the whole year. So if you have to eat for 365 days, and if some have to party for 52 days, that's that's some nice fun, right? But in reality, you only have 12 paychecks to facilitate that. Think about it. You eat every day, but only one day is going to facilitate that you eat in that month. This is why people would post things on a Friday and say, guys, knock off. I mean, you're not earning enough anyway. Close those laptops. Let's go. Let's go have fun. People say things like, do you want to do something with the money that you have and it's not enough? Just spend it. It's not enough anyway. So from this and how people view the situation and how much entertainment they bring into their lives, the conclusion is straightforward. The vista is grim. How people are making ends meet is a wonder, really. It looks bad, and we hear our finance people speak on hope, on how it's looking going forward, and really you sit there and you listen, and it's really not looking good. It's only going to get worse from here, and the more it happens, the worse it's going to be. If you imagine it, you have to wake up for 21 days on average in a month only to get paid once. Should you not take a little bit more care with the money that you earn? You see, what we earn is not enough as well. You think of the minimum wage in South Africa, we're still sitting at about 3,000 for the low income earner. We'll get to the middle income earning bracket in just a moment. So people at the low level, zero base as it were. So if you are going to earn 3,500 rands in a month, how much of that do you spend on lodging, your rent? How much of that do you spend on transport to get to work? How much of that do you spend on food? And how much entertainment can you speak of if you're in that income bracket? It is very difficult. Right? It's very difficult. And for the guys in the middle earning bracket, if they have to spend their income in 5 days, how much will you spend if you in the low income bracket? If you think about it, money is a rare commodity, and really, one could then assume that the bartering system was better. Perhaps it's time we go back to the olden days, because there you knew you're exchanging something of value and getting something valuable in return. But now you give off your time, you give off your skills, you give off your sleepless nights, you give off the time you spend with your family. But for what, really? What we earn is not enough. What we spend our money on now, that is a concern. Is it only a concern now? No. It's still going to be a concern as we move forward. Everything these days has got a price, a hefty one at that. Think about this. Do you own a car? Are you going to be driving it next week still? See, on Wednesday, we are told we are going up again. How is this manageable? How is this normal? We think of things like the petrol price. We think of food. Think of cooking oil. We've seen the videos doing the rounds on your TikTok, on Twitter, where people, the breadwinner, as it were, sits with a bottle of cooking oil. Whoever's cooking for the day comes with a teaspoon, and you see. So we need to be balancing these things. It's that tough. It's really difficult. And we speak about these things, but we've not spoken about what you pay for utilities, what you pay for clothes, basic necessities. Things are expensive. And people point to COVID as a cause. People point to the war in Ukraine. But let's face it. Let's be honest. It's been difficult since then. It was difficult before. Okay, these things came and they've been a catalyst in making things worse. Granted, that is true. But the hard and cold truth is it's been bad for a long time. And you listen to the guy whose signature we carry in our wallets every day, the ever dynamic Lesetja Kganyago. You listen to him speak about the repo rate, you listen to him speak about per capita margins, consumer price index, how the stocks are performing, and all of this means dollar for you and I. They mean zilch, absolutely nothing, except one thing, that what we earn is going to stay the same, but what we spend on, that is going to get worse. If we get told that the repo rate is increased, for instance, this means that we won't see it from the food price or from the petrol price. It's not that obvious. But our utilities, what we pay for water and lights, that's going to go up. And we wonder, why is it going up? Why is there load shedding? You see, it's because of things like these. You buy electricity from your municipality. It's the prerogative of the municipality to then forward the funds to the power utility. But what happens if they don't forward that? This is why we have power station. Okay, there's things like corruption, but we won't get into that. However, we pay the loads of what we pay. We still end up with debt. The organizations that are supposedly supposed to be carrying us, excuse me, are also incurring debt because of a whole lot of things that you and I know. But that's not the point we're getting to. The point is things are expensive. So when we get told about repo rates and that the Monetary Policy Committee was sitting at the Reserve Bank, fancy English, all it means is you and I are going to fork out more. We're going to be paying more for our utilities and we're going to be spending more to service our loans. Whatever interest we had on that, we are going to be spending more. Now, let's break this down. As you rightly did it in the beginning, Neo. So FNB, the big the big bank in the country, and it's interesting how they got their name, First National Bank. You see, a group of guys had studied to be financial managers, others accountants. Back in the years, they went to the government, the National Party. They asked for funds to get a banking license. They went and got the banking license and they came back. And because they were funded by the National Party, it was named First National Bank. Now, this big bank, it's been here for decades. They did a study and they say to us, people in the middle income bracket, as you rightly say, people who earn 180,000 to 500,000 in a year. That's about 15 to about 46,000 in a month. These people, so we're not speaking about the people who earn the minimum wage now. We speak about people who earn a bit of money, they've got a better lot. These people, so if they get paid on a Friday, think about it. The minute you get paid, sometimes you feel like switching off your phone because as much as you'd like for the notifications to be from your better half, your significant other, look, let's face it, you know what happens. You've seen the video, right, of where there's a small boy. If you've not seen it, Noah will post it after this on his socials. So this boy sits there. He sits flat on the ground. His mom has just given him a bowl of something to eat. And they've got chickens in the yard. And all the chickens run to his dish and all of them eat off it. And he's not eating anything. That's exactly what happens on payday. You get paid and your phone goes cling, 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 cling. All of that. Debit orders gone. That's the reality of the situation. And as I say, we speak about people who earn a bit of money. And we're going to case study this a bit. Something we'd not really factor in when we speak about these things sometimes is what I'm going to mention now. We also have to pay tax in addition to everything. So the 15 is not the 15 you go home with. So these people fall into the bracket of people who need to pay about 18% of their taxable income before they get paid. So if you get paid 15, about 2,700 of that will go over to SARS. And you are left to survive on about 13 and a half. From that, the 80% we speak of, 9,000 of it you spend in 5 days if you earn 15. So it means for the next 25 days of the month, you're only left with about 2,400 to survive. How crazy is that? Now let's think of people on the other side of the spectrum, in the same income bracket, but they earn a bit more. So let's take the max. You earn about 45,000. The tax attached to that is about 16,000. So you take home about 30k in a month. But still, these people who earn this much, they also spend all of that money, or the better part of that money, in 5 days. And it makes sense if you think of, what people have to spend money on. I mean, at 15, okay, you qualify for a bond, but you really can't say you can service it. You qualify for vehicle finance, but financing it is still a difficulty. So on the other side of the spectrum, if you're going to earn 45, it's easier to qualify and service the debt of a bond, of a car, all these big assets. However, what that means is part of that 80% is what you spend paying off your bond, your car, groceries, school fees, and everything else. By the time the 5 days end, so as we say, you get paid on a Friday, including weekends, eh? And I'm told Friday is the worst day to get paid, because come Monday, it's like the beginning of the month. So if you get paid on the 25th is a Friday, so we count Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. On Tuesday, you're only left with 20% of that which is your income. How sad. Now, it's one thing rambling and babbling about the problem, and quite another to find solutions. So 3 things we want to look at, 3 things we want to do. And take this to heart. It's nothing new. It's things we always keep hearing people speak about, but it's significant now that we know, as we look at the bigger picture, what we're contending with. So what to do, how to take better care of our money. The first thing, drop a budget. It sounds cliche, it sounds old school, but drop a budget. And if you think your budget is restrictive, think about this. You're already restricted by what you earn. What you earn has already restricted you to the lifestyle that you can say you afford. So in budgeting, you tell your money where to go, essentially, even before you get it. So draw up a budget and try to stick to it. If you know how much you're expecting, plan your expenses and try to live within your means. That's the second thing we want to do. Live within your means. Be wise. Do not expect to order champagne on a lemonade budget, please. It does not work. Do not be spending money impulsively to impress people. Remember when you are supposed to be sitting there, here you are, you've been paid, and you are spending to impress, you're spending to impress Neo, you're spending to impress Fuzile, Kathy, you're spending to impress Brian. What happens is that when that money is used up, you're left all on your own. They're all not there. They will not be by your side. And you know what happens? Because they say they're your friends, and you go to them and you say, please help me, I want to plug this gap here, plug that gap there. They may help you, but then they'll come to me. They'll tell me, you see this one, why does he work? Because Month in, month out, he's always coming and he's always saying this, he's always saying that. So live within your means. If you want something that's a bit expensive, perhaps it may be wiser to take a longer time in saving for it and that kind of thing. So be wise as to how you use your money. As we say, this is money that you've spent your hard earned sweat trying to earn. You've spent sleepless nights. So, as we say, do not order champagne on a lemonade budget, please. Even if you want to impress that girl, even if you want to impress that man, it's okay to say I don't have money. Because ultimately, it is you who will be left with the rot. Third thing, save and invest. The rule about money is simple. Save me today, I will save you tomorrow. And it does not have to be a lot. The drops, if you've had a tap leak by your house, the drops are that small, but when the bill comes, it's that huge. Because the small drops, if you look at it in continuum as a whole, if you want to cumulatively look at it, it's that much. It's a lot. The same thing with saving. You save a little, you save a little, you save a little. Over time, it's going to be a lot. And the money you save today will save you tomorrow. Perhaps you'll have an emergency. Perhaps you'll want to go on vacation. Perhaps you want to do this, you want to do that. So these three basic things, it's things we know. Budget. The budget is not restrictive. It is what you earn that's already restricting you. Live within your means. Don't live to impress us. We won't be there when the going gets tough. And thirdly, save and invest. Don't go the forex route yet if you don't know how to do it. Look, crypto is doing it in first world countries. We're getting there, but hey, this is your hard-earned money. So if you want to go crypto, be absolutely sure of what you want to be doing. All right. So think of these things. So is money still money? Yes, it is. But what value does it have now? Not value it used to have. Back then, 100 Rand could buy you a lot. But now, 100 Rand, you spend 10 of that, it's all gone. So the value that money is now is nothing compared to the value that of the things we have to sacrifice to try and earn and have it. So if you have to sacrifice your sleep, the time you spend with your family, your peace of mind at times, surely you want to take a little bit of care with your money. People survive on credit. And we see this a lot in the line of work I do. So we do debt counseling and you hear people say, no, I can't go under debt counseling because it's restrictive. I can't take new debt. I can't do this. I can't do that. But if you think about it, the fact that you need to go on a debt review or the fact that you are struggling is an indication clear enough that you are not cutting it. Your credit score is a mess, your history is horrendous, and no one will trust you with your money. No one will give you credit anyway. All that we do is we tell you, or rather we get you to be in control, be in the driving seat of your finances. This is why we then say, come in for a consult. Let's do an assessment of what your situation is based on how much you earn, how much you spend at home, and how much debt you've got. Then based on that, we'll make a comprehensive summary, break down everything, negotiate on your behalf, and say, hey, now Kagiso can pay you this much because he's got to facilitate everything else, and he's got this for a budget. Then based on those negotiations, we reduce everything that you have to pay on a monthly basis, free up a bit of cash flow for you, and you can really live your life knowing that your obligations are taken care of, you can take care of your family, and you've got a little bit extra to facilitate life. Credit is not the answer. Granted, it does help, and it does get us to where we want to be, but only if it's used responsibly. So if you want to take credit, if you want to live on a credit card, it's important. It's important to remember things like your credit score, what amount of your credit facility you should be using. Don't max out your credit card. It's sure, I don't know how to say this, but it's one indication that you can use credit. And if you can use credit, it means you can use your own money. And if you can use your own money, they'll charge you these huge interests because they don't trust you. You're a high risk. So take a little bit of care as you go about life. Take a little bit of care as to how you use your money. Be constructively paranoid about what you spend your money on, every cent, because you spend that much effort trying to earn it. So that's what we do, and we see this every day. So I say this from a point of concern. And this is exactly why we do free credit assessments and we give advice for free where we can, because people are really, really drowning. So if you want, you can get my contacts after this and we can sort something out for you. But is money still money? Well, yeah, it is. But does it still have the same significance? Does it still have the same value as it used to? Hardly. So if you can, acquire assets. And if you can, buy time. Don't buy things. Travel. Enjoy life. Enjoy the money you spend, your hard-earned energy, your sleep, the time you spend with your family. That money that you earn, try and be constructively paranoid about how you spend it. But ultimately, have fun as you spend it and have fun working for it. Thank you.
Thanks, Mohammed. That was a beautiful presentation. Some of these things, I wish I knew them when I started working. I think my financial life would have been better. We're taking questions and answers. If you have any questions, comments, please do so. You can raise your hand. We'll invite you on the stage, or you can type it on the comments there. I see Kagiso is sending. Okay, he says very informative. It is very informative. And Mohammed, while we're waiting for questions to come, you mentioned a few things that I think they were very interesting. I always battled with this when I was working full time. Why I had to pay 18% of my salary. And later on, when I do my tax return, I still have to pay something because they tell me I'm
Yeah,
owing money.
yeah.
What's the deal with that?
Okay. So the thing with tax is besides the fact that it has to, because on the outside, what we think is it's used to facilitate and give a lifestyle to politicians, and they get to do whatever it is that they want to do with it. But in reality, the idea about it is to facilitate economic activity. So in the 1900s, when the economy went belly up in Wall Street in the States, the thing about tax was then coined to get people to pay it and get the government to give it back to the people, and the people will then owe the government, and that's how the government will then charge interest and make money from there. But whose people? Not everyone. So in this instance, people would be Nemo Rapidi Productions. Not Nemo Rapidi, the natural person, but Nemo Rapidi Productions, the heuristic person, the business. So they want to stimulate economic activity. And they say, here's funds, we'll fund you. Get equipment, get the best high-res camera there is to get. Get the best that you want. What will then happen is you'll get the best, you'll be the best in the business, everyone will be booking you. but you need to pay back that money. But remember, the government does not wake up and go to work. So before Normal Rapid Productions was a company, Normal Rapid had to work. So you worked and you paid interest, or rather tax. The government accumulated so much money that it can now borrow you when you've got a company. They still borrow you and they still charge you interest.
So basically, I was.
All it is,
So basically, I was banking with them, and then now I'm borrowing with interest.
yes, yes. So all it is you see it's like the stock exchange. People tell you that the stocks are open. The dollar costs this much an ounce. It's money, but it's all sitting there. Christian Drive in Centum. It's all there. It means nothing for you and I. The same thing with tax. You pay it, you see a bit of what it does, but that's not really what it does. It does a whole lot more behind the scenes. This is why you have to pay it from your salary.
Wow, that's a mouthful. We have one question there. Kathy, I'm inviting you to on stage that you can ask those questions. If you don't mind, you can grab the mic there at the bottom left while we're waiting for you. Let me know if you can. I'll send it again. Don't worry about makeup.
It is a Thursday after all.
It is, yeah. Okay. Let's see if she'll be able to join.
Almost.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think she can. But her question is, it's two-part question. The first one, what do you think about life cover? And second one is the unit trust. Are they worth investing in?
The short answer is they are, but with someone credible. Everyone claims to be an expert these days, and with the platforms that we have, so social media has made everyone an expert at everything. So the thing with unit trusts is it's not your normal saving. So it's not money you save today in a piggy bank, and tomorrow when you want to go do something about it, something with it, you just break the piggy bank and you can no. So the thing with the trust is it's a long-term thing, firstly, and with the long term it means better return on interest. So they do work, but not for everyone. So it's a case of preference, really. And with life cover, hey, we just hope you're taking it for the right reasons, hey? and it's unfair. It's unfair in some instances where you have to take it, but you're not going to reap the benefits of it. Yeah, but in reality,
I think life cover is more for the people that you care for, who be left.
Legacy.
Yeah.
And it's the same with a unit trust, really, because if I have children tomorrow and I have to set up a trust for them, and I'm not there to care for them, it's the same thing, really. So it's a long-term thing, and it's the epitome of that proverb that says, you see, wise old men planted trees in the olden days, whose shade they knew they'll never get to sit under. So they planted the trees all those years back, and we enjoy the benefits today. So it's a case like that. However, when we do it, we want to do it to someone credible, and we want to do it the right way.
Okay, so our co-host, unfortunately, this evening was not able to connect. I think she would have been a better person as well to jump into answering that question, Kathy. But what I've done is I've taken note of the questions, and I'll give it to her, and I'll ask her to answer those for you. Now, another question is from Kahiso. He says, how can one arrange more of this session? Okay, let's see. Is that a question? How can one arrange more of this session? I feel like I need more information. Yeah, ask questions, Kahiso. What do you need to know? We can answer now. If not, we'll continue on our chat. You notice the app that you're using now, that you're connecting with, has a thread, so you can still ask those questions there, and we'll answer them after the show. Okay. Do we have any more questions? All right. While we're still waiting for more questions, okay. All right. He's showing a thumbs up there. Okay. Fuzile, thank you, Mohamedi. This is very informative, and I like the practicality of your approach. Awesome. I must say, Fuzile has been on the show, has been on your shoes, where he was giving presentation. He's more on the education route, the GED and all of those. So one way or the other, these things they come together, because you need finance. Sure. To pay for GED eventually. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Other thing that you spoke about is cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. They say once bitten, twice shy. Mohamedi, if you go into this thing without any knowledge, it will hurt you. It's our herder. It's our herder. You save up a lot of money. You see money going up, and especially if you doing all this through somebody else, and you actually don't know.
Yes,
it's a problem. Yes. While you've accumulated a lot of money, about 80 grand to 100 grand, then the person doesn't answer your phone calls, your emails, nothing. They just disappear with the money. So really, this is very, very important that we need to put thought onto it. If you want to go into it, have more information. Be wise about it, because eventually, if you're not, and you're going with the flow because people are going for it, then you might be hurt. Somebody was saying, if you're on social media and you get a friend request, I think it was Fuzile, I can't remember, but he says, if you get a friend request from a beautiful lady, you must know they're selling cryptocurrency. Oh my word! So yeah, I laughed about it. Okay, Fuzi, this question, Fuzi, let me invite you on stage, and you can ask those questions. Let's see if I can do that. Please grab the mic there. Okay, is this feature working today? Okay, I'm not sure if this feature is working this day. Yeah, but anyway, his question says, my question is that I heard you say that you can assist with clearing a person's credit score, and I would like to know, how do you go about it? How can one sign up for it?
Okay, so we deal with we deal on a case to case basis. The thing about a credit score is it's that huge, it's that broad. So as I say, what we do is we do an assessment to try and locate whether the problem is really. For instance, I'll make an example with FNB, since we're speaking about FNB this evening. You go to FNB, you take a personal loan of 100,000. Because you're that much a risk, they charge you 20% interest per annum. So 20% of 100,000, that's 20K in a year. Excuse me? And then they say to service that debt, you have to pay us 5,000 a month as your payment to us. What happens is that 5,000 does not cover your principal debt right away. So three things go into an installment that you pay. It's the principal amount, the interest, and the insurance. It's called credit life insurance. And the preference with which it's paid is it first goes credit life insurance, then interest, then the principal debt. So in essence, if you pay 5,000, perhaps only 2,500 pays your debt, the 100K. 2.5 is split between your credit life insurance and the interest. Now here's where the problem comes. They expect 5K, right? In that month, you don't have the 5K. You have 3. You don't tell them. You don't go to them. You just pay 3. They won't care. They'll take the 3. And what will then happen is they'll pay the credit life. It will pay the interest. It won't service your debt. So you will still owe them what you owe them, but you will have paid money. So over time, so the thing about the credit rating is it's a system, right? It's not a person like you and I. So it got told that this person is going to pay 5, 2.5 is going to go to the debt, and then the rest will facilitate all these other fees. When you pay 3, maybe 500 goes to your principal debt. In the head of the system, you have not paid, or you only paid this little. You've paid the interest, you've paid, or you think you've paid the debt, but the system picks up that you've not paid. You've paid this amount, but it's not going to a principal debt. So it rates you and it scores you less, and it says you are a high risk. And you wonder why, because you've been paying. So what we do is we sit down and we break down all of those costs on each of your obligations. And we make sure that you go home having a clear picture that when that debit order goes off at the end of the month, how much of it goes to what. So that the next time you are tempted to take 1,000 dinyana, try go to what's the prominent place now in the Free State? Ponteval. You want to go to Ponteval?
Yeah. It's happening this weekend.
Yeah. You want to go to Ponteval and you are tempted to say, hey, Shano, you know what, these credit card people, no, it won't work. It won't work. These are the type of things that hurt a credit score. And they won't tell you. Sometimes you don't have anything to pay. So really, the thing about it is this. Speak to your creditors. Let them know. Unfortunately, they won't always be forthcoming and upright and that open to giving you that leeway. This is where we come in. So as a debt counselor, so we want sort of on the same wavelength with them, because a debt counselor and a credit provider have the same heuristic obligation to the NCR, the National Credit Regulator, and we are both governed by the National Credit Act. So we know what you don't know can happen. So we can sit there and say to them, no, this won't fly because the situation is this. Then we get to a point that we break it down to that minimum, a situation that you can manage, and ultimately, because then in the head of the system, it will pick up that you're paying constant proofs. With an improved credit score, you get to pay low interest. You get better opportunities at work. It's amazing how people look at your credit score when they're supposed to be hiring you. Because if you can't take good care of your own money, how then can I trust you to take care of the assets of my company? That's how they reason it. So with a good credit, so to cut a long story short, as I say, we look at all of these things, and we make sure that you go home with a clear picture of what's what. And when that debit order goes off, you know what the situation is, and you know where you are in terms of your score and what your options are. And the word qualify is a very dangerous word. You see, your income bracket can qualify you for something, but doesn't mean you afford it. You qualify for a house if you earn 15,000, but if you're going to have to pay, let's make an example. So houses in Gauteng these days, a decent house costs 7 to 900,000. The bond on that is 10%. So if you earn 15 and you've bought a house of 800, 850, you're supposed to be paying 8.5k. That's what qualify means. And this is excluding other costs, your utilities. This is just the house, not the utilities, not the electricity. We've not spoken about your grocery. And we've not spoken about the interest you pay on that.
Oh, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Here's a question. Can you clear that credit score?
We can.
Okay.
We can.
I think that's what Fuzi is more interested in. If one can clear the credit score.
Sorry.
All right. Sorry, I have to cut you there. I'm looking at the questions and the time as well. Yeah. Brian Podile says, why DC are listing your name even if you have cancelled the contract before they send the form to your debtors? I think this question has more links to it.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
But I could be wrong. Go for it.
So how it works is this. The minute you send the application form, right, it's called a Form 16. And we do the assessment. And we get to the conclusion and the inference that you are over indebted. We have an obligation to list you as being such and that you are over indebted. The minute you are listed as being over indebted, we have not gotten to the negotiation stage. The minute we get to that stage, we list you on the NCR's portal, and you can no longer qualify for new debt. I think that's a short way of answering it. There's a longer way, but as I say, the minute you sign that thing, and you are indeed over, because some people apply for debt relief for the wrong reasons. But story for another day. But if we genuinely feel that you are struggling, we've got a responsibility and an obligation by law not to let you struggle further. That's why you are listed even before your credit. So once the determination is made that you are over indebted, already your creditors are told, and you can't qualify for new debt.
Sure. So here's a follow-up from Fuzili. He says, my credit rating was defaulted because I signed up for this gym account, but the agent made me sign 2 contracts and thus was debited twice on one account. I disputed it without any success to the point that I opted to cancel my membership with the gym, which was in breach with both contracts, and I was told to pay something about 5,000 for early termination. Needless to say, This happened in 2014, but it's still reflecting bad on my credit rating. And Brian says, "Oh, okay, thanks. Clear. He's clear about that." Sorry, Brian. I didn't even ask you if your question was answered. So yeah, that's from Fuzile there.
Sure.
Any recourse, anything that your expertise can help in regards to this?
There is recourse.
Yeah.
There is recourse. So we can lodge a complaint. There's a couple of sections that deal with it. But my advice: the next time you look at getting a summer body, try at home first. These gym
Run on the
contracts
street.
are
We're not making fun of you, Fuzile.
yes.
Run, my friend, run.
Yeah. Join one of those Ngijimi groups on Twitter.
Yeah,
Track your steps. Yeah, but there
I've
is
seen.
recourse.
Yeah, I've seen one on Instagram. They connect 6 in the morning. I registered with
Yeah.
them. They're free. You can follow their channel.
Yes.
6 o'clock.
Yes.
I've never made one session of it.
Yeah.
Fuzile
So
says
with
now
the
he knows
gym thing,
better.
it's difficult. A lot of people are struggling with it.
Yeah,
But there is recourse. So you can contact
yeah.
me after this, Fuzile, and let's see what we can do with it.
Okay. So how you can do this? If you go on people, you see on the right there, right panel,
Yes.
there are tabs. You have people, you have comments.
Sure.
Click on people, and then from there, if you point on any person there, you can make contact with the person.
Okay.
There's a message button there. You can make contact there. Samuel, welcome. Long time. Any questions from you, Samuel? All right. We have 5 minutes. 5 minutes left. You
Okay.
also spoke about 12 paychecks and 101 days of waking up. That made me really think. If one really analyzed their life like this, yeah, I think we will fare good. So you're saying I'm waking up 21 days, and in the 21 days, I only have 1 day to cover the cost of the waking up, the 21 days of waking up. Yo. So I really have to
Correct.
be careful with how I use the salary that I get. But
Yeah.
when you get paid, Mohammedi, when you get paid, the whole world must know that you paid. I mean, even the
Exactly.
memes you see on Instagram, on WhatsApp, they're all about payday. Today's the 26th,
Yeah.
eh? Yesterday's,
Yeah.
the streets of WhatsApp were filled with memes about the 25th, that people who are paid on the 25th have their phones off because we are phoning them, asking, asking for money.
We can't even tell them
So,
about
yeah.
funerals.
No. They come back and they find we've buried their loved ones already because they
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Why did you say Friday is the worst day of the month to get paid?
As you say,
Did I
the
sound
minute
it
you get
right?
paid,
Yeah.
the minute you get paid, the following morning, you don't go into work, and everyone must know. My wife calls it retail therapy. So when the Saturday comes and the Sunday comes, you're boxing it. Retail therapy. Why?
Very.
So it's
You work
better
hard for
midweek
it.
because it's better midweek because when it does come, you at least let it sleep in the account, and
Yeah.
as you toss and turn, you already think you need to do this, you need to do that. But if you get paid on the Friday, by the time Monday comes, hey,
You don't have money.
Right.
It's gone.
yep,
Yeah. No, I know this. I know this. Learn the hard
yeah,
way.
yeah.
But sure. Thank you so much, Mohamedi, for gracing us with your presence and all the explanations and the answers that you've given us to the questions that were posed. I think everyone is happy about that. I'm just scrolling here to see if I haven't missed a question. If everyone is happy, please, you can clap there. You can clap, and then I get a confirmation that you're happy. No, not with your hand. There's a thingy there, thingamajiggy there you can
Oh,
click.
that way, that way.
Awesome. All right, because everyone is happy, let's take a group photo, a selfie.
Mm, okay. Before we do that, one last note.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Please
some
go ahead.
people. So the thing about debt review, right? Yeah, the thing about
Mm,
debt review. So we do it to help. In some instances, because of the discord of the information, it gets
mm,
done. And as so, I'm more in the line of Brian's question. So you got
okay.
listed before you knew or consented, as it were.
Mm,
What then happens is a lot of people find themselves stuck in debt review, and they cannot exit, and
mm,
they don't know how to withdraw. We also
mm.
help with that. As just as a side note, so we may know someone, we may have heard of someone. We are here. We are available to help.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's see. Just look into your camera there, and then come on, Kaiso. You can use your cell phone, the light on your cell phone there, to illuminate your face. Okay. Well, Mary, waiting for you. You must smile, eh?
I tried.
All right, Brian, Fuzzy, Kahiso, let's go for it. I think it popped there. You just look into your camera and then click. Mohammed, what did you see on your side?
Um, it said go selfie mode, and I
Yeah.
clicked it. Yeah.
Kaiso, you go selfie mode. Shame, we have others who are connected on YouTube and they can't do the selfie. Sorry
Sorry for
about that.
them.
But thank you for connecting on YouTube. Apparently, they struggled to connect to this platform. I wonder what the issue was there. We'll have to relook at it. Okay. Are you getting it, Kaiso? No, he's not getting it. Okay.
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine. We'll try it for, some other time. Cool. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And man, we had a ball, hey? Send it again.
Oh yes.
Okay. Okay. Back by popular demand. Let's go for it. All right. Hey,
Okay.
yeah. Man, my photo. Oh, it's
Make sure, eh?
terrible.
Make sure.
Oh, it's terrible. And I clicked the wrong button there. Okay, so I've sent it again.
Yeah, photographers are not always photogenic, I'm told.
No, that's why we behind the camera the whole time. Okay, right. I'm just gonna close this. because we're running out of time. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you, Mohamedi. We also enjoyed your presentation there. And thanks for your questions, everyone who attended. And we also thank those that are connected on YouTube, those that are connected on Telegram. Did you know we were streaming to Telegram as well? So we thank everyone that has connected there. So we're going to sign out with our jingle, and we call it the reps. Thank you for joining us, and we'll notify you for our next show, and we hope that you're able to connect without any struggles. So enjoy it.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
You need internet and you need food.